The Boy in the Cornfield. Just so you know, this is a work of fiction. The characters and events aren't real. It's just a story. A dark one. But maybe keep the lights on anyway. Some places are not meant for children. Some trees are not just trees. And some voices that call your name in the dark are not calling you home. This is a true story. Or, so Bernard says, make of that what you will, but leave the lights on. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in the supernatural. I never have. I believe only in the things my eyes can confirm, my hands can verify, my body can prove. I have held on to this the way a man holds a railing in the dark, not out of courage, but out of need. Because if I let go of it, if I admit what I know happened in that cornfield the summer I was 12, then I have to admit that everything I have built my life upon is wrong. Most days I don't let go. Most days I manage just fine. Then night comes, and I lie in the dark, and I remember the voice, and I am 12 years old again, standing under a nara tree in Bukidnon with my skin trying to leave my body. The field. Every summer, my father drove us home to Bukidnon, to his parents' property in the highlands of Mindanao, where the air was cool and damp and smelled like rain that hadn't arrived yet. The landscape there was unlike anywhere else. Wide and open and ancient feeling, the red clay earth giving way at the property's edge to a vast cornfield that stretched back farther than it had any reason to. The field was not well kept. Nobody trimmed it or irrigated it in any organized way. It had simply grown, year after year, thickening and compressing until the stalks were packed so close together that even full afternoon light couldn't push through the gaps. On still mornings, the whole field breathed, exhaling a low white mist that curled along the ground and refused to lift until nearly noon. At night, it made sounds that I convinced myself were the wind, because the alternative was worse. Scattered throughout the rows were scarecrows, crude things tied to bamboo stakes, stuffed with dried grass and old cloth. Their faces were painted or stitched from burlap, button-eyed, mouths sewn shut. Not one of them faced the same direction as the others. Some seemed to have shifted between one day and the next. My brother and I noticed, but did not speak about it. The way children agree without words on the things they'd rather not examine. At the field's edge stood a nara tree. It was enormous, 3 arm spans wide, its bark dark and deeply ridged, its roots arching up from the earth like the backs of something submerged. Its canopy was so thick that the shade beneath it existed in its own climate. Cool, green-lit, slightly damp regardless of the weather. We loved that tree. We always rested there after running ourselves ragged in the afternoon heat. That was our mistake. The voice. It was a Tuesday in the deep, dry season. We had slipped out after lunch while the adults napped, out through the back, barefoot on the hot red path into the field. We played among the scarecrows until the heat wore us flat. Then we lay under the nara tree, my brother and I, side by side on the grass, and the insects droned their long, slow drone, and my brother fell asleep almost immediately. I was nearly gone too when the voice found me. A boy's voice. Young, maybe 7, maybe 8. It said my name once, with a strange, careful precision, as though it had been rehearsing. Bernard. I sat up. My brother slept on. I looked at the field. Still, silent. The nearest scarecrow standing between 2 stalks with its back to me, head tilted. I waited. Nothing. I lay back down and closed my eyes. Bernard. Closer now, right at my ear. I was on my feet before I decided to stand, My heart was slamming. I turned a full circle around the tree. Roots, grass, shadow, field, empty in every direction. My brother hadn't stirred. A large, black salagabung beetle dropped from above and landed near my foot with a hard click, and I stumbled back, and I hated myself for it, because I was 12, and I did not believe in things I couldn't see. Bernard. Left, then right, then below, as though the voice were moving through the root system of the tree itself, traveling through wood and soil to reach me. With each repetition, something was leaving it. The lightness of a child's voice was draining away, and what was surfacing in its place was lower and rougher and wrong. The sound of wood that has been underground too long, of something that has not spoken in years and has forgotten how to hide its true register. The field went silent. Not quiet, silent. The insects stopped. The wind stopped. The silence had a physical weight, like a hand laid flat on your sternum. And then, from directly above my head, in a voice that was no longer performing anything, "Bernard, look up." The boy. He was in the crook of the Nara, 15 feet up, perfectly still. Small, first grade, second grade, no older. His clothes were dark and sodden-looking, plastered to him, the color of wet soil. His skin was the same gray-brown as the bark surrounding him. His bare feet dangled over nothing. His fingernails were long and packed black with earth, all 10 of them, as though he had spent a very long time digging. He was smiling, an enormous, unmoving smile, stretched too wide across his face, showing all his teeth. It had not changed when I looked up. It would not change while I stood there. It was not the smile of something that felt joy. It was the expression of something that had been waiting for exactly this, for me to finally look up, and was now, at last, satisfied. His eyes were dark. Not brown, not black. Dark the way a hole in the ground is dark at night, depth without bottom. And they did not blink. They were fixed on me with a completeness of attention that made the world around me fall away, that made everything, the tree, the field, my sleeping brother, feel very far and very thin. I grabbed my brother by the arm and I ran. He cried out, once, sharp, and then we were moving and I did not look back and I did not stop until we were through the gate and across the yard and inside the house with the door closed behind us. What? She knew my father was in the sala. He had been about to come looking for us. He said so. But when he saw my face, he stopped mid-sentence and just stood there, reading something in my expression that I couldn't name. My brother was crying without knowing why. I told my father everything, standing in the middle of the room, still shaking, still unable to stop seeing the boy's feet dangling from the branch, the packed earth nails, the smile that didn't move. My grandmother appeared in the kitchen doorway before I finished. She stood with a dishcloth in her hands and listened with her eyes on the floor. When I was done, she was quiet for a long time. Then she said, "That tree has kept him for a long time." She told us the Nara was not a tree anymore. Not entirely. Something had taken root in it long before any of us were born. The spirit of a boy who had died near that place and never been collected, never properly mourned, never sent home. He had been there for decades, maybe longer. He showed himself only to young boys, only in the slow, heavy heat of the afternoon when the line between sleep and waking dissolved. He called them by name. He was patient the way only the permanently lost are patient. He was still waiting for his mother, she said, still listening for her footsteps on the red dirt path, still expecting her to come to the field's edge and call out to him and take him home. And while he waits, my grandmother said quietly, setting down her dishcloth, he does not like to wait alone. That night she sealed every window and every door with bundles of dried tangled lemongrass, moving through the house without a lamp, working in the dark as though she had done it before. I stayed in the sala and did not look at the window that faced the field. I never went near that tree again. Now I am an adult. I have explanations. I know what exhaustion and heat do to a mind on the edge of sleep. I know what grief and decades of folklore do to a community's memory. On most days, these explanations hold. But some nights, when the house is fully dark and the last sound is fading, I feel the edge of sleep approaching, and right there, in that thin place where the mind goes soft, I hear it. Quiet, light, careful, Bernard. And I open my eyes and I stare at the ceiling, and I will never again look toward the window. Because something in me, older than reason, knows that if I do, he will be there, smiling, patient, waiting to no longer be alone.